Hello everybody, my name is Jody. My husband David John and I have a small farm in the panhandle of North Idaho. These are our stories and adventures, so welcome to Moose Flats Farm. And as you see, we're out in the seed shed. Looks a little different. Have gone through, and no, you didn't miss the video on planting the tomatoes and all the squashes out in the garden. It rained heavily last night, everything is soaking wet, so it's just out there drying. That will be tomorrow's project, is getting that stuff in the ground. So stay tuned for that. But so I was able this morning go through and get the seed shed. That's a mouthful. Get the seed shed kind of deconstructed. Got the floor bleach mopped and cleaned up. So took the curtains off the windows so it's nice and bright in here. But today we're going to be and it's not like Kiesel's right in the road. Planting some of the peppers. I know it's too cold outside right now for them to go outside because they like the nighttime temperatures to be at least in the 60s. 65 is the best, and right now we're still hovering around in the 40s, but I can get a batch of these put into their container. So we are going to be planting this tower planter that I got a couple years ago. It's actually 2 units that I've just stacked into one. The first year I planted flowers and herbs in it and didn't have any luck whatsoever. Last year I converted it into 1 unit and grew my peppers in it, and they did phenomenal. So we're just going to be going through and potting these. I'll show you some of the modifications I have done because, as you see, it's kind of unsturdy, and with the winds we get here, especially when it's full of peppers, it can get pretty crazy in the wind. So get you guys moved so you can see what I've got set up and the modifications, and get this guy planted. So part of the modification I did is, pull this out so you can see, and I'll explain this whole thing here in a minute, is I did drill a hole in this drip tray, and I have outside a green planter pot that I've turned upside down, and then I have a rebar stake driven into the ground. And then this pipe slides over the rebar stake, and it just gives it the support it needs to not rock around. And because planting this, if I had all the towers put together, I don't think David John and I could safely get it to where I need it to be. So I have a mark here because this pipe goes down into the pot. So this is the level where I need the first row of pots to be. And I just took part of this plastic shelving unit because obviously I can't set the tray right on a table or something because it will fall over. And this pipe does, with a little work, fit down into the crack and we'll hold it steady for watering and getting it transplanted while we're waiting for the temperatures to warm up. So let's grab some peppers and some trays and some soil and start getting these guys planted in. And the pots naturally have this hole that's the same diameter as the pipe that I'm using. So, start with just getting a little soil in there, kind of filling the flower petals as they look like. So we're going to start with 3 Mad Hatters, and I know there's 4 petals, but I'm only going to plant 3 peppers, and then I'm going to go through and basically have the empty one kind of staggered, spiraled up, and I'm going to plant marigold seeds in there because they're a good pollinator and they help keep some bad bugs away. And peppers, like tomatoes, you can plant them deeper and they will grow more roots. These aren't going to get planted very deep just because this is a shallow pot, but peppers do like to be planted semi-close to each other. They like to hold hands. So this pot actually works really great for doing peppers in. We're just kind of squish them down in there. Get these all put in there, and then we'll go back and backfill and label the level. Okay, there you can kind of see that they're, can you see? Not really, that plant's right in the way. So there you can see they're just kind of pressed down. Gonna go through and add some more soil so it's up to level. Get this guy angled just right. And we'll just continue repeating the process. And when we get all done, we'll go through and plant our marigold seeds. So there you see, I've got the first part of it done, and you can see the spiral effect that the marigolds are going to have. And that's all I can get on that one, because as you see, if I Oh no, actually I got to do one more. Yeah, one more and the next one. So let me get this one filled and then I'll show you how we're going to do the next one. Okay, so I did wind up having to push the tube up a little because where it needed to be was just below the water or the soil level. So when we go to plant it, that will get pushed down. But there's that first one planted. And I did just realize that, oh, I'm going to have to figure out how to water them in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a 5-gallon bucket underneath either one of these. So that way when I water, it can run all the way through. Because the concept of these, and no, these aren't green stalks, they're off-brand that I got off of Amazon, is they've got all those holes in the bottom, and because these flowers are offset, when they drain, this pocket will feed the pocket down here, where the pocket that's here waters this one, plus the drainage straight down the middle. And because a true green stalk basically comes with a watering reservoir, and if I wanted to do 2 of these planters, I'd basically be wasting 2 of these, as opposed to right now I just have one that I fill with the pine shavings, and it just slows the water going down through there, because that was what the issue I was having originally was. The top would get super wet and the one on the bottom never got wet enough. But I found last year doing the shavings and then I just water from here, it waters everything evenly and did great. So let's get this second half planted and try to stay on track for the spiral of marigolds. Okay, so I've, well, your little, there we go. So I've gone through and gotten both these sets of towers done. I have my spirals set up here for easy filling with the marigold seeds. I'm going to be doing Burpee's Best Mixed Collection of marigolds. It's a double that's got the oranges, reds, and yellows. Jaguar marigold. It's a little yellow marigold with a splash of red. And then Marvilla. It's a red marigold with the yellow edges. So going to alternate the 3 all the way around for the pretty effect, and here in a couple months we'll see if my hard work paid off. Okay, so I got the marigold seeds planted. I did cover them with a 1/4 inch of soil, have it tamped down. Now it's time to give these guys a watering in, and a couple of these longer ones I am going to prune because in each of the leaf joints it just causes them to be a little bushier and less leggy looking, so go through, get them watered in and pruned back a little bit. And probably remove some of these flower seeds or flowers just to get them a little more concentrated on rooting into this pot before they really start setting on fruit. So like I said, I'm going to use my tray of shavings to help disperse the water. If I can get it on. There we go. Oops. Does a better job with the hose than the coffee can. Slowly getting there, and that's the main reason was this will be interesting to water. But it has started dripping down here, so everything has gone through and gotten watered. Have a little flush out in the back there, but typically you wouldn't know that because the whole thing's put together and not moved around. So get this other one, a little bit of water down the middle of it to get them going, and we'll be back to do a little pruning. Okay, now that everything is good and watered, we're gonna go through and do a little pruning of these guys and see if we can get them to be a little bushier. Because it's like this one here is already put on some fruit, but I want it to work on putting some roots down first. So basically all I'm doing is cutting the tippy tops out of them. Or at least the ones that are really long. So that got them kind of cleaned up. Not all the blossoms off. I'll work on that this afternoon, later this evening. But it's going to look really cool. And on the germination table, I have the basil that I should just take straight outside, and the rest of the peppers. My sweet peppers are not doing as well as all my hot peppers, but have to go through and get those guys up potted. But first I gotta mow the lawn, but let's go out and take a peek at the geese, because I did, whoa, weird step. I did wind up having to sequester the ganders for about 3 days, and I released them all back together this morning, and the boys seem to be doing a lot better with the babies. But let's see if we can find them. But there's that goose troop. And it's Valkyrie and Betty that are being moms to them. But as you see, tomorrow's project, getting all that planted. But for now, I'm going to take a quick pause and finish getting the lawn mowed. David John had started it yesterday, and I kicked him off it to go do the seed sale, so I should really finish it before he gets home and wants to go do it. And he doesn't need to do it after working all day. So I'll be back with you guys in a little bit to work on the rest of those peppers. Well, guys, I didn't get to getting the pepper or the other peppers up potted into 6-inch plants project for another day. I am on vacation, so this next series of videos, should be 7 in total, are going to be random lengths, a little bit of everything, because I'm going to do a video a day on my stay-at-home project vacation. So I hope you enjoy them. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and see you tomorrow for tomorrow's adventure, and we should be planting the garden. Oh yeah, bye for now.